This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order of the MPO Policy Board for the Area Plan Commission of Tippecanoe County. And the first item on the agenda is a roll call. Aaron Easter. Aaron, are you on? Okay, says she's going to be here. We'll see if she gets on here in a bit then. Next, Larry Leverance.
Here.
Gary Schroeder.
Here.
Steve Snyder. Okay, it says that he was going to be attending. Julie Ginn.
Here.
And Deb Calder.
Here.
Okay, Doug, do we have enough for a quorum?
Tony, I am here.
Oh, Tom is here now. Okay, Tom Murtaugh. Got you down.
Harry Brown is here.
I saw Perry Brown just arrived for the city council.
And Erin is in one of our meeting rooms trying to log in. I don't see her on here yet.
No, I called her.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we do have a quorum with everybody that's here that will allow us to conduct business. Deb, did I call your name, Deb Calder? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, you did.
All right. Thank you. All right. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes from the previous meeting. Those have been communicated to you in your packets, and I would entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Is there any other changes or corrections? Hearing none, we'll conduct a roll call vote. Aaron, are you on yet?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. We're approving the minutes, so I'm just started the roll call vote. So Aaron Easter.
Thank you. Aye.
Okay. Tom Murtaugh.
Aye.
Larry Leverance.
Aye.
Gary Schroeder.
Aye.
I know Perry Brown is on, but I saw Steve Snyder just got on too. So I think we can only have one person from the city council actually vote.
I can step back if you like.
Okay. Steve is on here as the president of the, I guess, Steve, you're on here as the president of the council starting this year. So then Perry, you would be the proxy. So Steve, can you hear me? Well, I can't hear him, Perry, so go ahead and vote for the city council.
Aye.
Julie Ginn. Okay, Julie, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Maybe it's on my end. Okay, Deb Calder.
Aye.
Okay, well, we have enough to prove. You guys are making it hard on me today. The minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is the APC progress report.
Aye.
Under the,
Aye.
oh, Okay, we seem to have a delay. So the first item, Doug, you're up under the MPO update on the discussion of the NDOT Special 52 TIP amendments.
Good afternoon, everyone. As you may remember, presentation of amending the 2024 TIP included a variety of NDOT projects. There were 5 new projects, of which are located on what we call Special 52 or Sagamore Parkway within West Lafayette mostly. And at that time, those projects were pulled from the TIP amendment. And right now, the district office is currently looking for a meeting date to present the information to the local elected officials and others. So that is the progress right now. It looks like the poll has been open for that, and there's been a good response, and it appears the meeting will be held in West Lafayette. So hopefully we will have the meeting date and time established fairly soon. Once we get that presented, or once the projects, any questions or comments?
All right, thank you, Doug. Move on to the federal funding obligations.
Last week, we received the monthly obligation report from NDOT Central Office, and of course, it did not show any obligations. But the good news is that last month, the Morehouse Road project from the county did receive positive bids and was let for construction. So those federal funds have been obligated for that project. The remaining federal funds that we have are allocated to the South 9th Street project in Lafayette for right-of-way, and then we are looking for a partner to trade the balance of our 24 funds to 25 to fund construction of the next phase of Morehouse Road. And bringing that up to date, we did have a phone call with David and myself with Kathy Eaton McCaleb. She is in NDOT Central Office, and she is over the NDOT funding for local projects. And at that time, she appeared not to be able to do it, but would actually research and look into it. We have not heard back, so our plans are to reach out to her tomorrow, actually, and see if she will be able to help us. The game plan for that, if that does not pan out, we are going to reach out on the NDOT highway side and see, since they have a extremely large pot of money to work with, to see if they can be a partner for us or with us. So that is our next step if Kathy is not able to help us. And if that happens, we will start the outreach next week. We do have some additional good news to report, is that NDOT is now has now switched to using the 2020 Census Urban Area Population to distribute what we call our Group 2 federal funds. And because our area grew, we are receiving additional federal funds. And I have some good news in that the total amount we are receiving is $650,079. The catch regarding these federal funds is that they need to be obligated by September 30th of this year. So while it seems there is a lengthy time frame to obligate these funds, in actuality, it's fairly short. So we have already sent out notices to Jeremy, Ben, and Stu, and made them aware of these federal funds and asked that they submit their requests for them by February 2nd. And then we will put together a staff report and have the technical transportation review the requests, make the recommended allocation, and then what our hopes are is to amend the TIP at that time. That way we can then present those changes to this board in early March, And then with that, we should be able to obligate those additional funds. So we're trying to keep this on a fairly tight timeline to get these federal funds, these new federal funds allocated. So some good news on that front.
Great.
Any
That is
questions or
good.
comments?
All right, hearing no questions for Doug, we'll move to the 18-month letting list.
I apologize, Mr. Chair. Could I just ask a quick question?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just wondering if the staff would be open to receiving an option to obligate funds for city bus with those excess funds. I don't need to usurp or jump ahead of anybody else, but in case there's not enough projects available too quickly, we have several that could.
Brian, you must be reading my mind, because that is my backup plan, is that if we do not receive any or enough requests for this funds, we would definitely then our option would then be to provide it to City Bus for your projects, because we know that you would be more and able to use those. And then again, one reason why we wanted to keep this tight timeline is that when we received additional funds last year, we had a unexpected cutoff date of July 1st to transfer the additional funds to a FTA partner. And that's why we wanted to keep this at a fairly close timeline to get this sorted out.
We'd be happy to help if we can. So we'll get something to you.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Anybody else have any comments before we move on? All right. Doug, 18-month letting list.
The report is in your packet, and as you can see, it is a fairly short report. This actually did become much shorter with the removal of projects to later fiscal years. So I'd like to begin first with project 1 and 2, and this is on the information specifically is on page 2 on the bottom. Bid letting results for the Morehouse Road project. The project, as mentioned previously, was awarded, and it was awarded to Atlas Excavation. Good news was that the low bid was actually under the engineer's estimate by roughly, was it $500,000? So good news. The second project that was on the bid letting was a small structure replacement project on State Road 26. This is over Goose Creek. And initially, when we saw the bid estimates, they were fairly high. The lowest bid was $7.19 million. But looking at the bid letting results earlier today, it actually was awarded. And it was awarded because there were 3 or more bids submitted. So good news on both of those projects. Looking forward, as you can see, not too many projects coming up until we hit November, which we have some substantial ones. One specifically, Project 9, the State Road 2020, State Road 225 Truss Reconstruction or Repair Project. And then we have 2 projects locally, Bridge 527, and then the next phase of Morehouse Road. And then we kind of rolled this information out last month, was the new interchange construction on I-65 to the south of us. There are actually a lot more integral pieces to this project, and we just wanted to show, and this is all on page 2 if you'd like to look at afterwards on your own time, that there are a lot more projects tied to this big one. So it's a fairly substantial project. Any comments or questions?
All right. Hearing none or seeing none, we'll go on to the other business. Another business, we have a U.S. Bicycle Route 37 update, and Doug will be handling that.
Well, I have some good news to report to everyone in that last year The route was submitted for approval to AASHTO, and it was provisionally approved, but yet, disappointingly, NDOT Central Office did pull the application, and there were several reasons. The main reason was that there was some negative feedback, as reported previously. Specifically, there were 3 sections that did receive negative comments, and 2 of those were on US 231 North around Rensselaer, and the other one was on State Road 16. Well, the good news is that alternatives have been discussed and developed for those 2 sections. And the really good news is that they have been presented at least to the Jasper County Council, and yesterday they did approve the alternative section. So we are down to now working with White County and their county commissioners. And the gentleman from Adventure Cycling is spearheading that movement, and that is going forward well. Regarding the Lafayette section, that was specifically River Road, we have actually a doodle poll that is open right now. It will be closing at the end of this month, and we have developed, using 2 bicycle apps, 3 additional or optional sections, one using North 9th, one using Soldiers Home Road in Happy Hollow, and one going further to the west, basically using Salisbury Street. And as of this morning, we've had 98 responses in looking or actually taking the poll. So once the poll closes, then we will actually pull the information off. And then I anticipate having a small group of various people actually look at this and then decide which one is the best section to use based on that poll. So we're hopefully to have that done and determined probably early February. So the overall goal is to, again, submit the application this coming spring for AASHTO approval. Any questions or comments?
All right. Hearing none. Thank you, Doug. We appreciate those presentations today. Before we get to citizen comments, Deb, with NDOT, do you have anything you'd like to share? No pressure, but I certainly wanted to offer.
No, I do not today. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, at this time, have we received any citizen comments?
There are no public comments on Facebook or YouTube at this time. Wait a minute. Yes, to see them show up.
Yep, we'll start our minute then to allow any potential comments to still be submitted.
All right, I'm counting.
While we're waiting, we're going to need to get together to go over this list. There's folks that are on here twice, and there's an individual that's no longer on a city council that's still on here, and try to get this kind of cleaned up. And there's somebody that's on here twice under 2 different roles, and maybe that's okay, but just so I understand.
Be more than glad to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, it has been 1 minute and there's been no public comments on Facebook or YouTube.
All right, hearing no public comment, we'll move to adjournment. If everybody could unmute for adjournment, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. I'll now conduct a roll call vote. Aaron Easter.
Aye.
Tom Murtaugh.
Aye.
Larry Leverance.
Aye.
Gary Schroeder. Did anybody hear if Gary answered? Okay, Steve Snyder,
Aye.
Julie Gann, I cannot hear Julie. Can anybody else hear Julie?
Aye.
No.
Okay, thank you. And Deb Calder.
I said aye.
Deb Calder.
Aye.
All right. I think we got through it. We'll get the sheet cleaned up a little bit before the next meeting, but thank you everybody and have a good day.
Thank you.